So despite the vast majority of the people that watch the content on this channel being men, and I mean the vast majority, 97%, still one of the most recommended videos I see in the comments is watches for women. So what's going on, everybody? Teddy Baldassarre here, and in this video we're going to be looking at some of my favorite watches for women. So when compiling this list of watches, I realized how horrible a lot of the value is for women when you're looking for watches to buy. I think there's a lot of steep markups, and the amount of return on investment you're getting is quite low. So we're not going to be looking at any of these fashion watches like the Michael Kors of the world, Daniel Wellingtons. Looking at solid quality timepieces, which I think are a good return for your money and your investment. So of course this is a huge topic, and I could imagine doing more videos of this type in the future, breaking down like affordable watches for women, luxury watches for women, and all different types of videos in that ilk. So if you guys do like this concept, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That'd be a great indicator to me whether or not I should continue to do this. So guys, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, so I'm going to be going through some affordable options and then some entry-level luxury and then some luxury options. But let's first start with affordable watches. And first up we have the Timex Addison. So this watch is a square watch, and it's definitely a cheaper option if you like the elegance that is a square watch. And on top of that, I love the different color options and the double wrap bracelet. This watch is coming in at $85, case size of 25 millimeters. It's powered by a quartz movement and has a water resistance up to 30 meters. When I say 30 meters of water resistance, just know that is not enough to jump in the water with. So if you want to learn a little bit more about water resistance, I have a whole video that I've done on that to give you a little bit more edification about that subject. Next up, we have one of my favorites, the Timex Fairfield. This watch comes in with a $100 price point, and you can find it with a case size of 37 millimeters. It also has a 41 millimeter option, but definitely I would recommend a 37 millimeter for most women out there. Movement, quartz movement, water resistant up to 30 meters. And why I like this watch is it plays off that fashion, minimalist, Daniel Wellington style, has several different color options, also comes with a lot of different variations with bracelets and leather options. However, I would definitely consider investing in another band, since most of the watches in this price range are not going to come with bands that have the best build quality, but still a great watch to consider. So next up we have the Citizen Chandler, the EM057205A. And Citizen, goodness, your reference numbers are way too long. So the price point for this watch is $195, case size of 30 millimeters, powered by a quartz movement, and is water resistant up to 30 meters. Next we have the Timex Marlin. So the Timex Marlin is of course the re-release of the famous Timex watch that was famous from the 1960s. They originally launched with the classic silver dial and black hand version, and then released the blackout version, and most recently announced the release of a few other models of the Marlin. A gold colored stainless steel, both with black and silver dials, and then my favorite, an all silver dial option with silver hands. These watches are coming in with a price point of $209, case size of 34 millimeters, powered by a mechanical hand winding movement, and are water resistant up to 30 meters. Next up we have Seiko, and we're going to be looking at the Seiko SUT376. So this watch is going to retail around $225, case size 28 millimeters. It's powered by a solar caliber V137. So once it's fully charged, you will have a 6-month power reserve. So if you're a person that does not like replacing batteries or having to set the time on your watch, this is one for you. It comes with a gold tone stainless steel case, and is water resistant up to 30 meters. So now we have one of my favorite brands, and then one of my favorite lines within this brand, the Tissot Everytime. And we're gonna be looking at the Tissot Everytime Small here. So the price point, $240 retail, case size of 30 millimeters, powered by a quartz movement, water resistant up to 30 meters. And I just love the very simple, minimalistic style from a brand which has a lot of respect within just the horological community. So next up we have the Mito Belluna Lady. So this watch is going to usually come in between the $700 and $1,000 mark, case size of 33 millimeters, powered by an automatic Mito caliber 80 movement. So this is an ETA based movement. It's water resistant up to 50 meters. You can also find these as Swiss certified chronometers. So this is definitely a watch that I don't know necessarily would be for everybody. There's a lot of different options within this line. I like just the standard silver dial option, but definitely take a look at this brand Mito and the options that they have. Now we have one of my favorite brands, Young Hans, and now we have the Young Hans Max Bill hand winding watch. So this watch comes in with a price point of $695 retail, case size of 34 millimeters, powered again, of course, by hand winding jade 8051 movement, an ETA 28012 caliber, and are water resistant up to 30 meters. So this watch is from a German watchmaking company that directly designed these watches in partnership with famous Bauhaus designer Max Bill back in the mid 20th century. You have several different dial options and color options, and as an owner of one of these watches, I own the Young Hans Max Bill Chronoscope. I must say these are some great looking watches, look even better in person. So next up, we probably have arguably my favorite option. That is the Nomos Ryan. So these watches are retailing between $1,800 and $2,200, and I'm gonna be looking specifically at the 33 millimeter version. These are powered by an alpha manual longing movement, water resistance up to 30 meters, and you have a few different dial options to go for. I would recommend, if I was a lady, I would go for the rose option or the champagne option. I think they're really great looking watches, and I think just the minimalist design epitomizes what's in right now in terms of style, fashion. So definitely give these watches a look. I mean, you're getting a lot of value as well, in-house movements, and I think just a really, really up-and-coming brand in Nomos. Next, we have the Tudor Claire de Rose. So this watch is coming in with a $2,300 retail price, case size of 34 millimeters. Movement is an automatic ETA 2824, and then are water resistant up to 100 meters. Like the elegance of this piece, really impressed with the amount of watches Tudor has, and I think with their new partnership with a lot of new celebrities, someone like Lady Gaga, I think there is a good amount of work being done on their end to appeal to the woman consumer. So following right along with that, we have another Tudor watch. So the Tudor Style 34 millimeters. So this watch is going to come in between $2,000 and $2,500. Case size is 34 millimeters. Powered again, automatic ETA 2824, and then are water resistant up to 100 meters. So these watches are really solid, several different dial options, and has a great looking fluted bezel as well, which I would never underestimate when you're looking at it in pictures. It looks fantastic when you're gonna be looking at that fluted bezel in person. And of course, Tudor owned by Rolex, so you're gonna get that same type of finishing that you'll get with a lot of Rolex watches, because of course they are owned by them. So next we have the Cartier Tank Solo. So these watches are gonna retail between $2,400 and $4,600, depending on if you go for the steel or gold option. The case size is 31 by 24.4 millimeters, powered by a quartz movement, which I think is unfortunate. But when you're looking at this watch, and the reason why this watch is so iconic is because of its design. The Tank was introduced in 1918 and entered full production in 1919. And the smaller Solo version is the perfect watch for a woman or those with smaller wrists. The Cartier Tank line is an icon that has been seen on the wrists of Jackie Kennedy, Princess Diana, Muhammad Ali, and countless others. All right, so from one square watch to another, we have the Reverso Classic Small Steel. So these watches are coming in with a price point at retail, $6,150, case size of 34.2 millimeters by 21 millimeters, powered by a manual 8461 movement, and are water resistant up to 30 meters. The Reverso was introduced in 1931 as a watch capable of surviving the hard knocks of a polo game, and really the uniqueness of this design is the case that can be swiveled in its carrier to protect the watch glass. So a really awesome and iconic watch that you definitely want to give a look to. Next, we have the Omega Deville Lady Matic, and there are a ton of different variations with these watches. So I'm gonna be looking at the reference number 4253334200101. And goodness, Omega makes a lot of different variations of their watches. This one I think is a little bit more understated. So I saw these watches for a little bit cheaper than what I would sell for the initial retail price at other places. But retail price is of course $6,400, so definitely a pricier watch in this range. Case size 34 millimeters, powered by an Omega coaxial 8520 movement, which is really a heavy hitting movement. You're in your coaxial movement, so I think that's probably why the price point of these are up a bit. Water resistance up to 100 meters. So the reason why I like this watch is it's not blinged out with diamonds or anything like that, but it has a really solid movement, has a really cool wave pattern, stainless steel ring with a black supernova pattern on the dial, and I think you have to consider Omega as a great option if you are looking for a watch as a woman. And then finally we have probably one of the most iconic watches, and I think a watch that's been worn by countless women over the years, the Rolex Datejust. So there are a lot of different options with the Rolex Datejust. I mean, you can get some that are completely blinged out and are ridiculous when it comes to the price that they're going for, or you can just kind of start with this stainless steel version, which I think still look very classy, and they start around, a little bit under $5,000. You can find them in different case sizes, 26, 28, 31, 34. The movements are going to vary. They're all going to be automatic movements, and they vary depending on the case size. Water resistance of 100 meters. So this is a watch that you can jump in the pool with, really do any activity with. And I think if you have money to cough up for one of these watches, I definitely think it is something to consider. So guys, those are my choices for women's watches to take a look at. Of course, I was kind of looking at this more from a high level perspective. I wasn't really diving into different categories. So if you want me to kind of continue this series for women's watches, it's kind of fun because it does familiarize myself with, what's on the market for women, something I don't normally do. But as, guys out there or women out there, you're either, buying a watch for somebody that might be a significant other, or you're just trying to buy a watch for yourself that you can be proud of and have for many years to come. I think this might be a good thing to continue. So please do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. That all really helps out the channel within YouTube's algorithm. Be sure to go follow me on Instagram so you can stay up to date with watch giveaways. We give away a watch every single month on this channel. And then finally, if you want to support this channel, this new generation of watch lovers that we're trying to foster up here, please go check out our Patreon. Any support there would be greatly appreciated. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.